government hasn't necessarily been very good at attacking.
Sheila, that's a very good question, and Warren, I might say too, that in my experience, one way to deal with that is to host a pretty good-sized conference here in Montana of philanthropists.
Well, you ought to work on Bill on that one. I think he's got some property up there.
and we know one very good philanthropist who'd like to come.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious about that. About 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, it's dawned on me that we don't have a lot of philanthropic effort in Montana. At least a lot of the major philanthropic organizations nationwide just kind of didn't know much about us. And I ran a little study, and I found out that that philanthropic giving is about 20 times greater in urban areas than it is in rural areas. I mean, we were very much the short end of the stick there. So I said, okay, let's put together a philanthropy conference in Montana. And we did a few years ago. It was in Missoula. And as a consequence, frankly, a lot of those folks saw opportunities in Montana. They'd not been to Montana before. They didn't know very much about Montana. And we also were able to work to change some of the charters of some of the philanthropic organizations so they had more latitude and give them more in areas that made sense to Montana. So it does seem that it does help if we were to have a similar kind of conference that we began, and this time bring a lot of the private sector together with the philanthropic philanthropy center, so we could just talk and get some ideas here. A lot of it is just, it's 80% is just showing up. If these people come to Montana and they see it, feel it and taste it and get a sense of it, then hey, there are great opportunities here. And that's really what this conference is all about here, is enabling people to come to see what we have here, the opportunities that we have. But it's a good question, Sheila. And my short answer is, you just got to invite them, and they'll come. If they don't come, we'll figure out a way to make them come, so they see. Let's give Warren a huge, big round of applause. Thank you, Warren, very, very much.
Thank you.
And actually, Warren might give you one opportunity to give one parting shot if you want to. Is there anything in the back of your mind that we didn't ask, or perhaps we should have asked? That we kind of.
Well, the only thing I would say is, you read a lot of negative press these days about America being stalled and all that. It is coming back now, but it always comes back. If you look at the 20th century, we had 2 world wars, one of which it looked like we were losing for a while. We had the Great Depression. We had all kinds of things. The Dow Jones average started at 66 and it ended at 11,400. This country works. I mean, the standard of living of the average American went up 7 for 1 in a century. So never sell America short. And the best is yet to come. I mean, I just wish I was starting out now.
We wish you were too. Thanks so much, Warren. You've been just great.
Thank you.
Take the time. Thanks again, Warren Buffett. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Another warm round of applause for Warren Buffett.